So I did promise you some New Capenna cards. This might not be exactly what you were thinking when I said New Capenna cards, though. Welcome to another modern video on the channel. As you can see, we are going to be playing some Calibrated Blast. This deck list is coming in from the top 8 of the most recent Magic Online Challenge on Sunday from Bob49, known combo enthusiast. Played a lot of Belcher in the past, and this is maybe the new combo deck of choice. So, to go over it very briefly, it's very straightforward. Step 1, cast Calibrated Blast. Step 2, cast another Calibrated Blast. Your opponent dies. Sometimes you don't even need a second one. But basically, this is you flip cards until you hit a non-land card. You dome your opponent for the mana value, which is why we have all of these 15 mana value cards, along with the newest one, Shadow of Mortality from Streets of New Capenna. I highly doubt we're going to cast this card, but you never know. It could come up. Like, this is obviously the most castable of the 15 mana cards. The rest of the deck, you'll notice there is a lot of lands, 38 to be precise. And the reason for that is you want to minimize the amount of non-land cards for Calibrated Blast. So example, we have 16 cards that, well, 4 of them cost 12, 12 of them cost 15, and then we have our copies of Calibrated Blast, because Throes of Chaos is a cascade spell, but it only cascades into Calibrated Blast, so it's effectively another copy. So the idea is you want to play a whole bunch of lands to make sure you're more likely to hit one of your high expensive cards. That's pretty straightforward. So now, let's look at the mana base here, because Neon Dynasty actually gave us some pretty cool new lands. And we have both Boseiju, Otawara, and Sokenzen in this deck. So these are really sick because this deck obviously wants to play a ton of lands, but it also wants things to do with its mana. So like Boseiju, Otawara, and Sokenzen are all perfect because they're all really good. Like, they're just lands that tap for mana, which is important, but they also have pretty good effects. Like, Boseiju is one of the best answers in Modern. It deals with so many things. Urza Saga, Amulet of Vigor, bounce lands, there's so many things that it deals with. And the fact that you get to play good 2-mana interaction, but that's also on a land and it's not messing with your Calibrated Blast numbers is really sick. And then also, we got some slight upgrades here. We got some slightly better triomes to pair with our Scion of Dracos. Scion of Draco is really cool because, again, it's an expensive card that you can hit off Blast, but it curves perfectly into turn 2 Scion, turn 3 attack for 4. If your opponent fetches once, they're already at 15. That's just 15 right there. So Scion of Draco works really well, and the rest of the deck, there's some other utility lands. These decks used to play 4 Ramunap Ruins, but with the addition of Boseiju, Otawara, and Sokenzen, you have enough stuff to do with your mana, so you're playing less copies of those. And then 4 Sun-Scorched Desert, the aforementioned turn 2 Scion, turn 3 attack for 4, play Desert, that's 5 damage, your opponent's at 15, even if they didn't fetch. So Desert is really important. And then Caverns, because Caverns is just really busted when you're trying to do stuff really fast, really good card. And then a couple Factories for when your opponent doesn't have removal or blockers. That happens sometimes. Moving on to the sideboard, you'll notice we have a lot more lands, because we can't really afford to sideboard too many non-land cards and dilute our deck. So we have the 4th copy of Boseiju Who Endures, 3 copies of Boseiju Who Shelters All, really good against the control decks, Nephalia Academy, which is really good against Thoughtseize, because if you play this on turn 1 and your opponent Thoughtseizes your Blast, you just put it back on top. And then we'll go over the spells here. So you want to board, I'm going to expand this because Magic Online doesn't like the split cards. You want to board these in very sparingly, and I say that because, remember, when you sideboard out lands for, like, let's say, like, you have enough lands where you can justify cutting lands for spells, but when you do that, you're decreasing your overall mana value, so you want to do that less often. So I think most of the time, when you're adding these cards in post-board games, you're likely cutting. It's a matchup where Scion of Draco is not as good. So keep that in mind, but Crime Punishment, very, very excellent against Hammer Time, because they have a lot of 0 mana permanents, so it can really, really help it there. And then Consigned to Oblivion, you're rarely ever casting the black half. This is mostly just a 2-mana bounce spell that happens to have the highest mana value of all the 2-mana bounce spells. I'm not really in love with this card. I don't know what I'd want to play instead, but I do like Crime Punishment. I think that is good, but we want to play the split cards for the off chance that we do hit it off of Calibrated Blast. It's still 7 damage. It could, that could matter, so. But yeah, this deck is very, very straightforward, not a ton to talk about, but we get to showcase Shadow of Mortality, but maybe not in the way that you expected. But I won't make you guys wait any longer. Round number 1, just a little bit. YouTube, it is time to get blasting. First of all, before we continue, I do want to say I am happy to announce we have the record feature back. Looks like the, again, it usually happens when there's a new set and there's an update on Magic Online. But as we talked about in the intro, we're going to be blasting today, and we are on the draw with a Gemstone Caverns and a Calibrated Blast, so I am going to go ahead and keep. The cool thing about this is we just have, very easy cards to pitch to Gemstone Caverns, because, I'm not gonna lie, we're not gonna be casting a Talkthon Worm or, really any of these cards. Oh no, we're playing against Deflecting Palm. Well, not game one. Game one should be fine, but oh boy, it is gonna be rough games 2 and 3. Because my opponent is likely gonna have access to Deflecting Palm, and I don't know that there's really much I can do about it. Like, I don't really have any sideboard play against Deflecting Palm. It's not much. So, I mean, thankfully at least I would hope they don't have main deck Deflecting Palm. But, alright, Eidolon's fine, yeah. I don't mind too much about this. We got a Zayatora's Proving Ground. Oh, I guess I actually should have fetched my Triumph first, because now I can't... Oh, I can get Blood Crypt. I can just go... Yeah, I guess I have red with this, too. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be casting Scion or Draco anytime soon. But I did want to make sure I had 5 land types for Scion. So, yeah. We'll just get... I don't know, like... Rafine's Tower, maybe? I don't think it matters. It shouldn't matter. Alright, factory, go. So basically, I need them to not deal 11 points of damage, right? No, so I go to 11, and then I need to play 2 spells, which means that puts me to 7. So I need them to, I can't, if they have 7 points of burn, then I lose. So if they have, like, Charm plus 3 damage spell. I'm not going to cast the Blast in combat. Hopefully they just have like a second Eidolon here. That'd be pretty good for me. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Well, assuming we actually hit off of the Blast, which, sometimes you miss. Oh my god, did we actually hit Blast? Alright, good way to start the league. So now I have to dome them and hope to draw... What's that card called? The Desert that deals 1. Because I don't think killing Eidolon is relevant. Well, that's a way to start the league, I guess. Oh, because they took 2 off their Eidolon. Okay, we're fine. Surely we'll hit a 15 this time, right? Surely we'll hit a 15 this time. Copium. Alright, upstairs. Yeah, I forgot they took 2 off the Eidolon, so we're fine. Alright, so that was game 1. Now we have to somehow figure out a way to beat Deflecting Palm. I don't know if that's actually possible. I don't think that's really possible at all, so we just have to hope they don't draw at 5-head. Boseiju is good, because it kills Eidolon for, you don't take damage. Academy sucks, Boseiju sucks. I only want to bring in these when my opponent has, like, cards like Leyline of Sanctity, and even then you have 4 Boseijus. But, like, you really don't... Because, obviously, your deck is predicated on hitting a 15-mana card off of Blast. So the more non-15-mana cards you put into your deck, you decrease the likelihood. So in a matchup like this, where you have to be as fast as possible, you just can't even afford to do stuff like that. So this is more so for, like, again, like, really, really hateful permanents, like Leyline of Sanctity and that kind of stuff. I don't even know what this deck could conceivably play to be good against Deflecting Palm. Because most of the answers to Deflecting Palm cost, not that much mana. So, anyways, let's cut, I don't know, a factory. I'm never going to fire this up against Burn. Well, don't have much to sideboard. We are on the draw. Hopefully we have a Caverns. See, like, this hand looks reasonable, but I'm actually going to mulligan. Because I think I would prefer to have an opening hand with Gemstone Caverns and no Calibrated Blast. I think you just have to be, like, hyper-aggressive mulligan to Caverns in this matchup, because turn 3 on the draw is not going to cut it. Yeah, turn 4 on the draw also not going to cut it. I'm just going to go to 5. I think my opponent's mulling pretty hard to Deflecting Palm, because they're also going to 5. I'm going to go to 4. again, I'd still rather just have an opening hand of, like, Caverns and 3 lands. Okay, well, on 4, I think we have to keep this. I'm going to keep 2 lands, 2 blast. 1, 2... Back the ruins, I think, because that's... Yeah, put back the ruins. Alright, well, hopefully they don't have Deflecting Palm. Like I said, there's not really a lot we can do about it. It just kind of is what it is. Yeah, no Gemstone Caverns this game is going to be tough. I mean, Caverns was really the only reason we won that game 1, so... Alright, we got a Besiege You for an Eidolon, which could be relevant. This is going to get the Jund Triome. Calling it Jund Triome. Again, as I said in my last video, I refuse to call them by their actual name. And mostly that's just because I don't know what their actual name is. And also, for the spirit of modern, we're going to call them Jund Triome. Alright, so this is Eidolon. No, this is Goblin Guide. Is this triple Goblin Guide? Alright, alright. They have 1 card left. So this is 5, 10, 15 damage. So I have to hope they have 0 spells. I think I lose to any spell, right? Yeah, I think I lose to literally any spell. Well, I could beat Eidolon. Eidolon's a card I can beat. Oh, I can also just hit... Yeah, they're at 15, so... Red. Okay, that's fine. That's not Deflecting Palm. So, and I don't think they can kill me this turn, right? 9. This is only 8. Even if they have a bolt here, it's only 8 damage. It's 8 plus 3 is 11, puts me to 1. Alright, well... Let's spin the wheel! Let me know in the comment section below, before I cast this Calibrated Blast, do you think we're going to hit a 15 mana card? Let me make sure I don't play the wrong land. Alright, well, this is all I got. I'm going to cast Calibrated Blast. Luck, comment in the comment section down below for luck. I need your luck. Please! Yes! Oh boy. This deck is a sweat. We are 1-0. This is going to be a fun league, I can tell you. Well, depends on your definition of fun. I'll see you back here in just a little bit, round number 2. Well, YouTube, it's going to be hard to top that round 1, the heated action that was round number 1. We start on... Okay, this is kind of weird. Do I keep a hand that has turn 2 Scion, turn 3 Scion, but no Calibrated Blast? I want to try it. I want to see if this hand works out. I think most likely this hand is probably a mulligan, but I haven't played this deck a ton, and I kind of want to see if you're allowed to keep a hand like this. I mean, I think if you draw a Calibrated Blast, this hand is nuts. Like, you have turn 2 Scion. Essentially, the perfect curve is just turn 2 Scion, turn 3 Blast. But that's what you're looking for, so... does it matter which land I play first? This one can't get Esper Triumph, so this one has to get Blood Crypt. So I want to go Esper Blood Crypt. I guess I could just go Bant plus Stomping Ground, or no. Right? Bant Blood Crypt. That's what it is. Alright, playing against Amulet. Scion into Scion is not great against Amulet. Bant Triumph, I'm not calling it whatever that is. Alright, give me a Calibrated Blast. Not quite. Not quite. What do we want? Stomping Ground? No. Blue, white, green, black, red. Alright. Scion Draco. Yeah, I mean, if I knew my opponent was playing Amulet, I might have mulliganed this hand. Like, if I just knew 100% that they were playing Amulet. Because this is probably a matchup where you... Oh, they also have Besiege You. Okay. Well, they decided to play Besiege You. Oh, they could have a bounce lane and pick... Okay. Because they could have went bounce lane, pick up Besiege You, and then kill my Scion. That would have sucked. Although, we might just die next turn, so... There's also that. Cool thing is, like, this start could just be some random zoo deck. They don't even know that I'm playing Calibrated Blast. Unfortunately, I can't hold up Bottle Warrock because it's 4 mana to activate, so we're just going to do this and get probably the Jund Triome. And hope that we're not dead, I guess, but we're probably dead. Can't imagine surviving this turn. Colorless green. Yeah, there's the turf. We might not be straight up dead to a Titan. I don't know, we probably are. I'll pause the video and then come back when my opponent either kills me or doesn't kill me. Alright, and we're back, and my opponent's attacking me with a 10 power trample double strike, and I only have 4 toughness to block, which is 20 minus 4 is 16, so we are dead. Would I have drawn the blast? I'm curious. Nope. Alright. Game number 2 against Amulet. Seiju is quite good. Not this Seiju. See, like, I could bring in Consign to Oblivion because it's a bounce spell for Titan, but I'm kind of in the same spot as last game, where it's like, I just can't afford to have a 7-mana card because it is required to be able to have this for 15 on 3 in order to have a shot, as you saw that game. So I think you can't really afford, like, it's just, whenever you're playing a matchup where you have to be as fast as possible, as we said before, you just can't afford to do that kind of stuff. So I think just the Boseiju is fine, and I'm actually going to cut the Sokenzen, because I think if they don't have Grazer, I'm more likely to get 2 damage in on turn 2 with Factory than, like, making 2 1/1s is ever going to be relevant against Amulet, so I think we're just going to do this. This deck's pretty easy to sideboard with. I want to find a matchup where we actually want to bring in the spells, you know? Okay, so we're on the play with Blast into Blast, so definitely have to keep. It might not be good enough. I will say that. It may not be good enough. But I'm not going to mulligan. Alright, opponent goes to 5. It's a good start. 4. Alright. Alright. We like to see that. Alright, so remember, we're going to go Bant Blood Crypt again, right? Yeah, just in case I draw the Scion, we'll go Bant Blood Crypt. In general, Foothills is, I think, your weakest fetch because it doesn't get the Esper Triome. So if you're looking to get if you're looking to get a Triome on one, you usually want to use your Foothills first, because that can't get Esper Triome. Alright, do I blow up the Amulet now? Or should I save it for the bounce land? I almost want to save it for a bounce land. I think I get more out of killing a bounce land than the Amulet, because if I kill the Amulet, I'm just ramping them anyways. So, and I can wait till the bounce land goes in the stack, like the bounce land trigger. All right, float a mana. There's the bounce land. So we're gonna kill it, and they're only gonna have 2 mana this turn, so it's pretty good for us. And that also means they need another bounce land now to be able to, like, try to go off. So they have 2 mana. They still have to pick up a land, which is really good for us. So they have to pick up Forest. It just, like, it puts them back so much. Okay, they have another bounce land? No, they don't. Okay, that's good. Also, I drew a 3rd Blast, by the way. I don't think we're going to need 3 of them. Well, I have to play my Boseiju, as much as I don't want to. I mean, they only have 2 cards, so I think we should have some time. Especially if they're amuleting. Come on, attack with the Grazer. You won't. You won't. Alright, blast you. So anyways, I started blasting. Opponent said the blast. I guess I'll just main phase this one. The blast. Alright, upstairs. Game 3, let's go. Oh man, this deck is such a troll. I can't tell if it's actually good. I don't know. Alright, well, okay, so here's the awkward part. We're on the play. And Gemstone Caverns is obviously bad on the play, because it has no... Or no, we're on the draw. What am I saying? I screwed that up. I should have boarded out the Caverns on the play. But now we're on the draw. So I think what you're supposed to do on the play is, even if Nephalia Academy has no text, it's still technically better than Caverns, because when you're on the play, Caverns will always only tap for colorless. This at least taps for colorless, but it's not legendary, so it's just always going to be better than Caverns. So I know that, like, my opponent doesn't have discard spells, but it's still just a non-legendary colorless land on the play. But yeah, I always forget Caverns when I'm on the play. I gotta remember that. Happens in Rhinos too. Okay. well, this hand is on the draw, turn 3 blast, turn 4 throws. So we have likely a turn 4 kill. Is that good enough? Is that good enough on the draw? Turn 4 kill. It's cool because if we draw a green source of mana, we do have interaction with the Boseiju, so it's like we have a turn 4 kill and the potential to have turn 2 interaction with the Boseiju already in hand. I don't know if it... Yeah, I'm going to keep it. I think that there are better hands than this, but it's really close. It's really close. Like, obviously, if I had a fetch land in my opening hand for the Boseiju, it would be... I think it would be a snap keep. Alright, there's the fetch land, so now we're chilling. So now we have turn 2 interaction, and then turn 3, just blast them, blast them. Okay, there's a map. That's a good sign. Usually map means their hand's a little slow. So let's get, I think, the Jun Triome. I think that one plays. And now we can play the Desert. The question is, do I want to blow up their turf now? I'm going to let them get a land with map. I think if they don't get another bounce land, I might just blow up the turf now. They got a Saga. Saga's going to be too slow, though, because Saga goes to Chapter 1, then I have 3 mana, then it goes to Chapter 2, and I have 4 mana, so Saga's not going to be fast enough. So... because I have to use this regardless, because I have to go turn 2 this, turn 3 this, turn 4 this. So it's like, I either kill the turf or the Saga. And if I'm killing the turf, I should just kill the turf now, I think. So I'm just going to kill it now. Because I just have to use my mana. I guess there's an argument to potentially hold this for a Dryad. Like if they just go Dryad plus land here, it's a little awkward. Okay. That's fine, though, because they're going to tap out next turn. And then they should be almost certainly dead. Well, I mean, obviously I can miss, but... let's play the Ruins, I think. Alright, so they pay for Pact. If only I had a Stone Rain. It's funny, if I had Boseiju, would you fire it off? I don't know 100% how many forests they play. I feel like... I don't know if they play 3 or 4. There's like some argument they're just firing it off in a forest and just hoping to get out of another one. Although that's probably just loose. Probably just better off casting Blast. I just like getting my opponent, you know? Alright, upstairs. So now we just have to not hit one of the 3 remaining blasts. It's actually going to be 2 remaining because we can cast the throws. So there's literally only 2 cards that don't kill them, because even a throws kills them. They said GG. Well, they're not dead yet. Now they're dead. Alright. Give them the GGs back. Alright, 2-0. We're blasting. That's cool. Yeah, that was not the most interesting, but hey, we're having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun blasting people. Round number 3, just a little bit. Alright, 2-0. Let's see if we can keep blasting. We're on the draw. Opponent mulliganed, but we have a very slow hand. This is like maybe keepable on the play, but definitely not on the draw. We can do better for sure. Almost any hand with Caverns or Blast. I was going to say, well, we just have both. So, that's cool. So I'm going to obviously keep. I'm going to keep the Desert. What am I bottoming? So I'm going to go, I'm obviously keeping my 2 spells, the Caverns, the Desert, and I guess the 2 fetch lands. So bottom this, Cavern, pitch one of the fetch lands. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, this hand's crazy good. This deck has so many lands in it, too, that you can afford to just, like, bottom a land, pitch a land here, because you're just so likely to find a land. This one is technically worse, so we'll do it that way. Doing it this way is worse if I, what you call it? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. We're going to get Meddling Maged, aren't we? Oh, God. Oh, we're gonna get Meddling Mage. Okay, good. Champion's fine. If they just have, like, Champion Lieutenant hands, that's totally fine. That I can beat. Okay, that's a little annoying, but... If I kill the Sentinel here? I could. Because I have Boseiju. I think I'd rather just keep the Boseiju for land 4. Just so I can guaranteed cast 2 blasts. So let's get... probably the Jun Triome. For double red purposes. I'm going to play Desert here. It does give it away, but I'm going to cast Blast this turn regardless, so I don't really think giving it away matters that much. So you need to hope they don't have Thalia or Meddling Mage. Yeah, champions are totally fine. Those I can beat. So this is 8 damage. So we have to hit a 15. Well, a 15 and then anything. So if we hit a 15 off this first blast, off of either blast, they're dead. Pretty good odds, I would say. Alright, let's blast you. So anyways, I started blasting. And that'll be the game. This is going to be the quickest league I've ever recorded. Like, the actual quickest league I've ever recorded. This deck it's too much. It's too much. But now we have to contend with post-board games against Meddling Mage, Thalia, you know, that kind of stuff. So I think this is a matchup by... is Crime Punishment even good? Because all of their cards that I care about cost 2. Trying to Punishment for 2 versus Thalia is kind of sketchy. Consign to Oblivion maybe, but also not great against Thalia. I mean, none of my cards are good against Thalia, right? I wish I had a Boseiju for creatures. I know that card is obviously way too powerful, but... Do I want to bring in either of these cards? I don't know. I feel like I probably do. Maybe I can shave some lands. And just go down to like 35, maybe? Because I want to cut the factories. I don't know if Boseiju is actually necessary. It doesn't really kill a lot. So maybe like cut a Boseiju, cut a Sokenzan, and then just try to bring in these 4 and see if that works. This is 7 mana value. Maybe I cut the Scions, actually. Well, nah, they're probably going to cut Reflector Mage, right? Because, like, in theory, if you just cut Scion for this, you still have, like, the same percentage of 15s. So I think, like, cutting Scion for lands actually makes my average mana curve higher? Okay, it sounds weird, but I think I'm just going to do that. Because, like, Scion on the draw is still kind of sketchy against them. I mean, it is a plan versus Meddling Mage, but it's not a good plan. Maybe that's just wrong, though. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to sideboard in this matchup. I don't even know if Crime Punishment's that good. It might be too slow. I might just have to, like, accept the fact that I lose to Meddling Mage. Okay. Go to 5. Opponent also went to 5. Do we just keep Crime Punishment a bunch of lands? Honestly, I think I'm going to. Let's put back... I'm going to keep the Caverns. I'm going to put back Factory and I think Sokenzan. Hold on. No, I'll put back Headquarters. Headquarters Sokenzan and then Caverns pitch a fetch. Because I boarded up the Scions anyways. This is, like, pretty good if we can Punishment for 1. Like, they're on 4, so... Thing is, they kind of have to mulligan pretty aggressively for a hate card. Because, like, you saw that game. Their curve was pretty good, and they just got demolished. So, like, they can't win without a hate card, basically. So, like, I understand why they mulled this far. It does make sense. Alright, there's the vial. Is there any shot I attack with factory on turn 2? Probably not. Well, no, that's not true. Because if they have like a freebooter and take my punishment, then yeah. Or if they play like just a meddling mage. Why is this highlighted in red? What the hell? What is happening? Alright, Shadow is not great. Let's fire up the factory. We're doing it the hard way. Oh, we can just hardcast this thing. That's our real plan B. That is our real plan B. Alright, vial on 1. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I could have blown up the vial there. Oh, they're putting in more 1s. Jeez. Yeah. Come on, don't play Thalia, don't play Thalia, don't play Thalia. They don't have the Thalia, that's good. So, we're going to cast this Crime Punishment card. I kind of want to shock for the Shadow. I'm just going to get Blood Crypt. Yeah, I want to shock for the Shadow. Alright, let's go black, green, 1. Done. Artifact, creature, and enchantment. Get him out of here. Alright, well, I'm glad I brought in punishment. To be fair, I don't have a lot left, so they're going to Mantis Rider me. It's pretty good. So that's going to get, I would assume, yeah, Meddling Mage. That makes sense. Okay. Still bricked. Maybe I should have kept... no, I guess maybe I shouldn't have kept the Caverns. Maybe I was supposed to put back the Caverns. So they named Blast. So then we have to find, like, land and another crime punishment. I mean, we can eventually cast this Shadow and try and, like, just go beatdown mode. I don't know if beatdown mode's going to be good enough, though. That being said, I do want to... like, I want to make this a race because of the Shadow. So I don't mind attacking here. I know the factory kind of holds them off. But I think them attacking me is better because I have the Shadow. So, like, I kind of want them to attack me. If that makes sense. This is a lieutenant. So that puts us to 10. So now I can play... no, this thing still costs 5 mana. They're not attacking with the mage. Oh, because they want to hold off the factory? Okay, I guess that makes sense. So now this thing costs... yeah, no, I can't cast that. Alright, no attacks. I wonder if they, like, are kind of playing around the Shadow by not attacking there. It's possible. Okay, that's fine. So now they can't really attack with anything. So now we're just kind of... oh. Wait. Wait. Did they screw something up? I think they might have screwed something up. I don't know if they realized that I can trade the factory for the Meddling Mage. That's a little awkward. That's a little awkward. Opponent said, oops. Well, the problem is, I now can't cast the Blast because I have this. So I have to draw actual Blast. So I'm at 9. This thing costs... so it costs... if your life total is less, it costs X less, where X is the difference. So it costs 11 less, so it costs 4. So I think I just could fetch a tap land. We're still, like, actually kind of in an awkward spot. Okay. Well, I can't really cast that because of the Thalia. So I think I just have to play this thing and hope that I can survive. If I find a land, then I can play this. Alright, so now what? I find Reflector Mage, that's bad. That would be very bad. Okay, Champion's fine. Champion plus what? Lieutenant? Alright, now we have to draw... Well, land still probably gets us there, right? We blow up everything but their 2-2. So land still probably wins this game. They attack with everything. I'm 100% blocking Talia. They can't afford to attack with everything. So they're throwing away Lieutenant for 2 damage? Yeah, they should... I don't think they should attack. Alright, we did draw land, which is really good. Because now we can just blow everything up. Is this crime or punishment? Punishment. Black, green, this. Alright, should I attack? If they draw Lieutenant, it's 7 damage. Mantis Rider... Oh, Mantis Rider would kill me. No, I don't want to attack. Yeah, Mantis Rider kills me. Because Mantis Rider would be 3, 6, 7, 8 exactly. So yeah, I can't attack there. Alright, they got a Mariner. Oh, that's actually annoying, is it? No, because I have the extra mana off the throws, right? Because this I only have to pay 1 for. Alright, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4 throws. Yeah, kind of unless I pay 1. Okay. So let's go throws into blast. And we hit a crime punishment. Okay, so I guess I dome them for 7 and put them in the abyss. Yeah, I'll just dome them for 7. Alright, so I'll pay. Now that they're in the abyss, I think attacking is good. Although, we're in the same spot, right? They can just chump block and I'll still lose to Mantis Rider. But I think this is where I want to be. And then, obviously, we can just have them dead next turn with the throws. But if I don't attack, do I still lose to Rider? I think I do, right, if I don't attack. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I lose to Rider even if I don't attack. This has actually been, like, a pretty interesting game. But now we just kill them. 1, 2, 3, 4, discard. Unless we hit a Calibrated Blast. We hit Calibrated Blast. That is hilarious. Oh, no, just kill the Mariner and kill them, yeah. Okay. Right, attack them with the Shadow. What a game. That's actually kind of a sick game. Oh, man, that was fun. Okay, well, the first 2 matches were, you know, maybe not so interesting. You got to admit, this game was pretty sweet. So 3-0, round number 4, just a little bit. All right, well, YouTube, we are 3-0. Gonna try and see if we can keep blasting people. We're not gonna blast anybody with no red mana though, so I'll go ahead and ship this back. And if this, no, I was gonna say even if this hand could cast Scion, it's still pretty bad. We'll go to 5. All right, well, I will definitely keep this. What am I putting back? I think I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna go Caverns, Pitch Caverns. Keep this. That's 3. And then I probably want to keep, like, Fetchland, Boseiju. Because, like, Factory on the draw is kind of sketchy. I think I get more out of Boseiju on the draw. Yeah, I'll keep Fetchland, Boseiju, I think. Yeah, looks fine. Also, one thing if you're going to play this deck on Magic Online, or any deck with Gemstone Caverns, don't make the mistake of clicking on both of your Caverns before you hit OK. Because if you don't know what happens when, let's just say bad things happen. You end up putting both of them in play, and Magic Online forces you to pitch cards to both of them. It is not good. Well, so there's good news, bad news. Good news is we have Boseiju. Bad news is we don't have a third land after the Boseiju, so if I activate Boseiju, I need to find a land. So, you know, good news, bad news. But obviously, if they go for it, then I probably have to fire off the Boseiju and just hope that I draw land. So let's just hope they don't have it. Okay, that's good. So the question is, well, I'm going to get the Proving Ground and really hope that I draw a land that isn't Boseiju. Well, I mean, I don't think I'm winning this game by skipping my land drop and holding up Boseiju. Because, like, I assume if they had hammer, they would have gone for it last turn. I could respond, but if I respond to that, then they just get to hammer up the Memnite for free. Although they probably didn't have it last turn. Alright, so we're going to blast, and then we're going to really hope we draw land. What'll we flip? Flip a Shadow. Alright, 15, yeah. Land? Oh, that's tough. Alright, well, your turn. Not much I can do about it. If they have the hammer, they have the hammer. Well, they may not have a land. Okay, never mind. Okay, Paladin's fine. Are we somehow not dead? Okay, Memnite's also fine. Alright, we're somehow not dead. I mean, obviously, if they have it, they can deal us 12, but... Alright, please give me a land! Ah, yes. Now, we have to not miss. That's the problem. We have to hit a 15, or 12. I will not pay. I will cast Calibrated Blast, and we hit a 15! Alright, let's go. Up a game against Hammer, which I think is probably not a great matchup. We do have 4 Besejus, though, so that's cool. I think this is definitely a matchup I want to cut Scion for. Like, you just don't have... If you... The thing about Scion is if you cast it on turn 2, you're probably just dead, right? So, like, the cool thing about it is there's a lot of matchups where this card is good and this card is bad. Like against Yawgmoth, for example. Well, I don't know if this card's good against Yawgmoth, but most of the time when you bring in this, you're going to cut this, and there's 2 reasons for that. One is usually if they're like spewing a bunch of stuff onto the battlefield, Scion's not going to be great in those matchups anyways. And 2, you can't afford to cut 15 mana cards. And if you cut lands and keep 12s, you make it that much less likely you hit a 15. Like if you just cut 4 lands for 4 12s, your blasts actually get worse. So just cutting Scion for this makes a lot of sense. And then I have to figure out what I'm cutting for the Beseju. I don't think I'm ever going to fire up Factory in this matchup, so I'll just trip a Factory. That's fine. Remember, we're on the draw, so we don't want to cut the caverns. This hand is interesting. It has Caverns and Crime Punishment. It's only missing Calibrated Blast. We're on the draw. I mean, it's really, really hard to mulligan a turn 2 Crime Punishment for X equals 1. I think I just have to keep this and hope that I draw the Calibrated Blast. I think I'm fine with it. Yeah, I might miss, but I think this hand is too high upside to keep, or to, yeah, the upside on this hand is just way too high, I think. That's fine. Okay. It's a pretty good draw. Let's go Tarn Pass. Now remember, this is not X or less. This is X. So, keep that in mind. They have Stoneforge. Okay. So I can Crime Punishment, pay for Sentinel, kill the Thopter, kill the Saga. And then have the Beseju back up if they go for Hammer the turn after. I think that's too good to pass up. So let's get... It doesn't matter. We cut the Scion of Dracos. We don't have to worry about Scion. That's a pretty good draw, too. Okay, so let's go, I think... Yeah, I think I'm going to go Ruins, Crime Punishment for 0, and then pay for the Sentinel. So this blows up the Saga and the Ornithopter. I think that's too good to pass up, and then we can just do this next turn, probably. Although it's kind of risky tapping out. Eesh. Okay, that sucks. Well, we do have the Beseju, which I guess is good. So we take 12 here, we go to 6. Yeah, alright, so I think we just go land, pass. Dead to a second hammer. Nothing we can do about that. Just gonna kill the Sentinel. Take less damage. I know that, like, if they have Paladin, then they can re-equip the hammer, but, like, I just need to preserve my life total. So this puts me to 5, because I have to tap out next turn. I have to cast Throws. I'm not winning if I don't cast Throws. Okay, well, that sucks. Yeah. Shoot. How do we get out of this? I don't think we can. Don't think we can. Yeah, right, dead. Damn it. Alright, well, Crime Punishment was pretty good. So, game number 3. So again, on the play, Caverns go. Let's bring back in the factory. And again, I don't really want to add more spells to my deck, because I'm just diluting my Calibrated Blast, so I think I'm just going to bring in 3 of these, even though they're textless. Oh, you know what? They could be the blue version. Maybe I should bring in Boseiju. The other Boseiju. They haven't shown us a blue source yet. I'm just going to bring in Academy. Because there obviously is downside to bringing this in your deck. Like, you have to pay 2 life and it comes into play tapped. So it's a little awkward. This hand sucks. This hand's really awkward. I think I have to keep it, and just, like, pretty sure I have to keep. My deck is mostly lands, so I think keeping this hand's fine. This matchup is really bad, so you kind of have to get a little bit lucky. Okay. I do want to fetch now because I want to get the Gen Triome. Okay, alright, that plays. That does play. So the question is, are we going to fire off Blast or Crime Punishment? Obviously that depends on what they do. If they just go, like, 8 hammer, then I'll probably just, do that for 1. Okay, so they go Saga, pass, and they're at 18. And they got Paradise Mantle. That's an interesting one. Huh. I wonder why they got Paradise Mantle. Because they can't equip it this turn. They're at 18. I think I'm going to save the punishment. I think I'm just going to cast Blast this turn. Well, I'm just going to hold up my mana. I can let them get a token. Because even if they get a token off Saga, I can just Crime for 0 next turn and blow up the Saga and the token. So I think I'd rather just go, like, high upside, cast Blast. If I draw second Blast or throws, then I probably win. And then if not, like, I can just go end of turn Blast, untap, and then probably cast one of these and see, and then try to, that buys me time to get to land 5. Alright, they have Paladin. Oh, because they have the hammer in hand. That's why they did this. I see. Yeah, this is actually kind of awkward. I don't really think I can afford to fight over the Paladin, so I just have to let them get a card. I think I basically have to draw... I assume I just have to draw Blaster Throws at this point. Because I think they have Hammer in hand. But again, if they have Hammer, I'm just gonna let them go for it. Because, like, hypothetically, even if I miss, I can still maybe buy myself a turn with Punishment, although not likely. There's too many things in the battlefield for me to, like, actually buy a turn with Punishment, so... yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's also fine. This is 12 damage. Oh, do they have a second hammer? Okay, no. They could have had a second hammer there. Oh, do they have Spell Pierce? Well... No, Steel Shaper's Gift. Alright, well... 5 outs. Give me a Blast, give me a Throws. Because I'm fairly certain I'm dead. Yeah, just, if I don't draw those cards. I don't really think I can give myself a turn with Crime Punishment. No. Definitely not going to pay. Oh, shit. A Sunscorched Desert is also lethal. Because they go to 1 here. So close. So close. Okay. Just trying to think. So if I crime for 1, they keep this, this, this. And we know they have an artifact in hand. And they're getting a hammer off of this. If I do it for 0, kill, I'm just dead on board. Yeah, so I'm just dead no matter what. Man, close game though, really close game. So that was round number 4. We are 3-1. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 5. All right, YouTube. No 5-0 this time. We took an unfortunate loss to Hammer Time, but we will see if we can complete the 4-1. We're on the play, and this hand does not blast people, so we are going to ship it. And, I mean, this is like borderline keepable in the play, but I think the fact that I'm on the play, have blast, have enough mana sources to flash it back, I think this is okay. Keep this, put back the foothills. I guess I should have put back Scalding Tarn just in case they like randomly go Needle on Tarn, but it's likely not going to happen. I'm going to go Tower on 1, so if I draw Scion, I can just get Stomping Ground. Scion would be a good draw with this hand for sure. And like, we have some utility lands too, which, you know, they don't seem like much, but you just need the extra couple points sometimes. Basic Swamp Aether Vial, huh? I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. Let's see what's going on over there. Maybe Goblins? Goblins would seem to make the most sense. Okay. Ooh, this one. I feel like Goblins has got to be a pretty good matchup. Because they don't have a ton of interaction. Where were you last turn? Am I supposed to play that? The cool thing about playing Scion here... it's worse if I draw Blaster Throws. But, like, what ways does Goblins have to really deal with the Scion? Nah, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm just going to go Tarn into Blast, which is high-rolling, drawing a second Blaster of Throws. And then if I miss, I can buy myself a turn with either of these cards, and then just have Mana Source 5. I'll likely just hold up Otawara. I think this is the best way to do it. Because, like, hypothetically, if they have, like, I don't know, 3-drop, or, like, Mog War Marshal, 1-drop, what's the FTK Goblin? Munitions Expert? They could kill Scion. So, you know, I don't know. I think this is fine doing it this way. Because we're not likely to get comboed with Otawara up, right? Yeah, see, there's the War Marshal. They have 3 cards left. Alright, end of turn. We'll blast you. So anyways, I started blasting. Alright, we'll blast you. What do we got? 15s? Any 15s? Any... Ooh, 15s. Alright, so Blaster throws kills. And then if not, then we can hold up Otawara and just kind of chill. Ooh, had it. Lit. Alright. Well, magic is easy, I guess. Magic is easy, I guess. Alright, game 2. Just draw the out, 5-head. What is this? Are they going to gain life in response? Oh, they could... Oh, wow. If they had Sling Gang on top, they could have actually survived. That's hilarious. I should have upkeep that. I forgot that they could have went Vile Snoop into Sling Gang. I 100% should have upkeep that. Or, like, wait till they end of turn the Vile, then just do that. So, yeah, I messed up. Didn't get punished, thankfully, but that could have been a disaster. I think this is kind of the same thing, where I just want to cut Scion and bring in this. Like, I think this card's really good against them. Mostly just to kill Vile. I don't know, is that better? Yeah, is that better than Scion? Because I have Boseiju to kill Vile. What if I just kept in Scion? Just brought in the last Boseiju and just didn't sideboard? Because the problem with Punishment is they don't have a lot of tokens. Like, their mana curve is actually kind of spread out. It's good against Hammer because they have, like, really impactful 1s and really impactful 0s, and multiples of them, but, like, Goblins is kind of playing up the curve with Vile. Like, it's good, you know, it's 3 mana kill a Vile, but, like, that's not really a good exchange. I actually think it's not that good. They have some tokens, but, like, the tokens are not usually what you're losing to. You're losing to their 2-drops. So I think I'm just going to keep in the Scions. And just bring in this... Oh, they probably have Thoughtseize, right? Yeah, so we'll do that. And then we'll cut, like... Factory's never getting activated. Maybe Sokenzin, because they go too wide. And at least Otawara can break up a combo. Yeah, let's do that. Like, I have to imagine they have some sort of, like, Thoughtseize effect in their sideboard. They could have Necromentia, in which case we lose anyways, but... Do we keep turn 3 Blast on the draw? I think we do because we have Boseiju. Like, it doesn't look like we have a 2-drop, but we kind of do. Sand's kind of sketchy if they have Leyline, I guess. Or, not Leyline, Thoughtseize. Okay, Vile's fine. May not even Boseiju that. So you want to get the Bant Triome with this one, I think. And we can go Bant Triome into Desert, into Red Source, into Desert, I think. What we got? They have the Sling Gang in hand. Okay, worth noting. That sucks. Our hand get a lot worse. Besiegeing Vile's not even that good. Because they just get the mana off of it. Alright, draw Scion. Scion would be a sick draw. You know. I'll take that, I guess. Alright, let's Desert them. The question is, do I Boseiju? Like, if I Boseiju, they just get to cast Sling Gang Lieutenant. What else am I saving Boseiju for, though? I really don't want them playing Sling Gang this turn. I'm going to pass. What I think might happen is I think they might go Land Matron. And I think if they play Matron, I might respond and kill the Vile, because then they can't Vile in the Harbinger. Or not the Harbinger, the... what's the 2-2? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I like this play. It looks weird, and it is kind of weird. But the cool thing about this play is if they don't already have the Snoop in hand, they can't Vile it in. Yeah, see? And now they don't get to play Snoop this turn. I guess they get to play Thoughtseize if they have it, but I think that's fine. This just, like, kind of sets them back a lot, because they were obviously planning on putting Snoop into play that turn, but... Would have been a good draw last turn. Probably would have killed them, actually. Well, unless we, you know, obviously we drew the 2 best possibles, we just drew them in the wrong order. So let's go, I think we can go Blood Crypt, because I really want to play the Desert next turn. And this way, having all 5 types into play lets me go Desert and double Scion if I draw it, so I think doing it this way is good. Because I really do want to be able to play the Desert next turn. Alright, they're going to cast Snoop. They have a War Marshal on top. Okay. And they have Sling Gang in hand. There's the War Marshal. So we kind of just have to hope they don't have the Harbinger in hand. There's not a lot we can do about it. So we'll take 1. I mean, obviously we could just draw Blaster Throws, but... Alright, let's blast them. What did we reveal? We revealed... Alright, well... 15, yeah. Any blasts? Any blasts? No, no blast. That is pretty freaking good, though. Yeah, that's kind of insane. So I think I just main phase that. Because I don't want them, like... trying to think. Trying to think of how I lose this game. I think I just main phase it. But the thing about their combo is they have to have the Snoop in play in order to kill me. Right? They realistically they can't kill me if the Snoop is in their hand. So that was like the perfect draw step. Now, if they like have graveyard hate, then we could lose. Like if they have, a Soul Guide Lantern, but they likely would have played that last turn because they had an extra mana floating, and we know they're drawing a mountain. So, like they can play Sling Gang, but they're just I guess we could flip a 3. So they play Snoop with Ringleader on top. Okay, this doesn't kill me though, right? I don't think it does. They can play Lieutenant, and they can gain 6 life. But they're still dead to a 15. 15 or a 12. It just can't be a Blast or a Throws. Well, let's see. See how lucky we are. Let's get a mountain. I'm just going to main phase it. Alright, 15s? Any 15s? Any 15s? Come on. Don't do me dirty. Don't do me dirty. Don't do me dirty. Come on, one time. One time. No 15. Or, yes, 15. Yes, 15. 15. 15. 15? I don't know why they did that. Alright, well, they already did anyways. Let's go! 4-1. Blastin'. Just blasting people. Yeah, we took a loss to Hammer. Let's go over the deck real quick so we can kind of get the little outro here. We took a loss to Hammer, and the other matchups were kind of a steamroll. We had that close game against humans, but this deck felt pretty crazy. The additions of the lands from Neon Dynasty, Boseiju, Odawara, and Sokensen. Well, Sokensen didn't come up that much, but both Odawara and Boseiju were insanely clutch, to the point where I think you might just want to play 4 of each, because they're both really good. Like, giving this deck access to good lands and more 15-mana cards, I think this deck is becoming much less of a meme and more of an actual player. And, yeah, I mean, if you enjoy combo decks, this is one of the more wacky ones, but, it just kind of gets the job done. And the cool thing about Boseiju and Odawara is this deck struggled against sideboard cards in the past, like Leyline of Sanctity and Meddling Mage and all this stuff, and Boseiju and Odawara just kind of, make those, especially, like, the fact that you can curve Boseiju on turn 2 to kill their Leyline into Blast on 3 is just so broken. So yeah, this deck's real. I think people should respect it some more, and anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We got to blast some people, and with all of that, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, let me know in the comment section below what you thought, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!